You're the most important guy. We want to hear you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We want to hear answers, not questions.
I want you to know that I have been following you and watching you, and you've given me so much hope. And there's times you actually brought me to tears, you know, that we might have a free country. And one of the first questions I have for you is, have you spoken to Justin Trudeau about the amount of money that he's making on these vaccines that he's forcing on us?
I have not spoken to him about that.
$70 million in 2 years. He's
And
made.
I'm not accusing you, but I have heard that you have shares in that company.
Can I answer that question?
Absolutely.
Can I look at you guys when I say
Absolutely.
that? Can I hold your hand when I say
Absolutely.
that? I do not, darling. I really do not. And I am honest, and I promise you.
I hope to God that's true, because we want somebody to who we think. I hope you guys are who we think you
We
are.
are.
And Pierre, the other question that I have for you that really concerns me is the picture of you and Bill Gates.
Right.
What was the sort like? Do you have affiliation with Bill Gates?
He came to Parliament Hill in 2014 or 15, and I shook his hand and had a picture with him.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I've taken pictures with people too before that I wouldn't take a picture with today.
Right.
And the other thing that I would like to know is how you feel about the World Health Organization being able to have control over what goes on here in Canada. People who are not elected, who have no affiliation with us here in Canada, as well as the World Economic Forum. Because as a Canadian, I don't want them involved in our country.
Right on.
Right.
That's right.
Right on.
So, nor do I. I'm against the World Economic Forum. I'm one of the only members of Parliament in the House of Commons, which you can watch with your own eyes.
I watched it.
And
I saw that.
You saw
Thank
that?
you. Thank you.
There's very few people who have done that. I'm one of them. Unlike Maxime Bernier, I've never been to the Davos conference that the World Economic Forum puts on, and he'll have to explain why he went there and what he was doing there. But I did not go to that, and I would not go to it, nor will any of my ministers.
But there was a picture of you.
Where?
There was
the
no
World
picture.
Economic Forum.
No, there's no picture. His name was on their website, and we do not know why. We asked them why they put the name there. The only answer we got is that they published an article that he had published. We have
That I'd
no
written elsewhere.
affiliation.
What about the Pfizer documents?
What Pfizer does.
I don't know.
The
anything
Pfizer
about that.
documents where they're saying all the adverse reactions they had to the vaccines before they gave us the vaccines.
That's
The
why we
trials.
believe in freedom
Free
of
choice.
people to choose whether they want those or not, and that's why we want to end the
So
mandates.
when people lost their jobs and were forced to get the vaccine or lose their
Against that.
jobs, are you going to hold the health minister accountable for the adverse reactions, or are we going to leave the Pfizer and Moderna unaccountable for the vaccine that they threw out and down our throats?
So listen, at the end of the day, I'll tell you, I'm not a doctor, but what I do believe is that people should have freedom of choice. Freedom of choice. I personally decided to be vaccinated, but I would never impose my decision on other people. So I believe every individual should have the choice.
So if you were harmed, would you want
That's
those companies held accountable? Because right now they are immune to any monetary anything. They're immune.
liability.
Any liability, they're immune to it.
If I can just speak on this, I believe that every single company in Canada should be subject to the same liability in a court of law
Yes.
if anything they do causes harm to people, undue harm to people. And that it doesn't matter if that is a construction company whose bridge collapses or if it is a pharmaceutical company whose medications don't work the way they're promised. So I think every company should have liability in our court of law, and that judges should rule on those things.
All right, perfect.
Thank you for your time.